Welcome back to another video. So today I wanted to talk about why being a hybrid of both photography and video is important. As someone who does both video and photography, often a question I get asked is, can you do both? And my answer to that is yes, of course I can. Being able to do both definitely has its pros and cons, and I've experienced a lot of pros of being able to do both, but also a lot of cons and a lot of issues and problems along the way. I think being able to do both, it definitely attracts more people. This way they get to work with just one person and not having to work with 2 or 3 different people. I mean, at the end of the day, it gives you more work and it allows you to capture 2 different mediums within the same project. So yeah, sometimes I really enjoy it. Having the creative flexibility of hiring someone that does both video and photography, it gives you an opportunity to tell stories in different mediums, which to me is actually quite special because storytelling is obviously really important. I briefly touched on it, but it also increases the demand. So people want to just work with one person. They don't want to have to work with an agency or a group of people. It's tiring, it's a lot of work and effort having to deal with 500 different people, and a lot of the time they just want ease of just dealing with one person. So being able to do both is obviously really, really nice. And when it comes to client work, from someone that does both video and photography, it does definitely simplify the process. So my main big issue with doing both photography and video is the fact that clients always ask, can you do both? Yes, of course I can do both. But when we have a time constraint of 2 hours on a shoot and we have specific things that they want to shoot and they want to capture both video and photography, it's very, very difficult for me to switch between shooting photos and then trying to capture video. Video obviously has a lot longer of a process to shoot, setting up shots, applying picture profiles, getting ND filters and tripods, all the additional equipment that you obviously need to be able to make something work. But with that being said, as long as you're upfront and you set expectations from the get-go, giving that break between both mediums will allow you to create what you need to create without having to interrupt either one of them. And obviously from mentioning what I've just said, it does make things very time consuming and does add a lot of time. So often that's off-putting for clients as they don't really understand the time that goes into being able to shoot both photography and video, different lighting setups, different scenarios in terms of how the camera's used and yeah, how people are supposed to be on camera and stuff like that. And then of course you have equipment costs. Equipment is very, very different when it comes to photography. You've all seen those videos before of photographers arriving at weddings and they have a very, very minimal setup. And then you've got videographers on the other hand that arrive with 500 different bags, tripods, mics, gimbals, everything under the sun that you need. And it is very, very stressful, but that does obviously up the costs and that often does make it more difficult when it comes to, offering that service of being a hybrid. I think the main issue I find is when people ask, do you do both? People get put off at the fact that you don't specialize in either one. And to me, that's something I've always had a fighting battle against. Should I specialize in video over photography or should I specialize in photography over video? It's a difficult question to ask yourself, but I feel like these days people want both and it's always something that I think I'm gonna have to offer. And it's always something I would like to offer and be able to offer. And I would like to think, it's to a skill set of a high enough standard. You've also then got to counter in as well the time it takes to be able to master and learn all these different skills when it comes to both mediums, and that's something that takes time. What's that saying? Something that's always stuck with me. There we go. Jack of all trades, master of none. Which one are you? So this is a figure of speech and it's something that often I question myself about. Thank you everyone that has stuck by so far and stuck with me since I've started my journey into YouTube. I've actually really enjoyed it. It's been nice to connect with new people. It's been nice to think of ideas, get creative and just really get on top of my work and how I'm feeling about stuff. It's only a short one today, but hopefully you've learned something. And if you haven't delved into doing photography or video and vice versa, if you're only doing one, definitely try and just give it a go. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video down below, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.